Hey guys, this is Prashant Rao, founder of RetailTrader.ai. I was at an investor meeting the other day, and this was not for RetailTrader.ai, but I got to see a lot of founders that were talking about all the great businesses that they've built over time. And I also remembered all the posts on LinkedIn where people are bragging about raising $10 million from a venture capitalist, like it's sort of an achievement. And while that is true for some cases, in the vast majority of cases, raising money is often not a great thing. It's not giving you much leverage. It's doing just the opposite. Not too long ago, I was sort of faced with the same situation. My previous company shut down due to an internal fraud, and it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because I got to start Retail Trader and do the thing that I always wanted to do. And it was sort of like a forcing function for me to build that. So I was faced with the same question: how much do I need in terms of capital to start a business like this? And when I did my research, it was clear that the amount of capital I'm looking at is approximately somewhere between $1 to $2 million at a minimum. And that's because I have the necessary expertise, the multi-domain expertise in markets and data science. And I've been an executive, so I know what it takes to run a business. And I've seen all of it. But for somebody who's not had that kind of experience, that number might be a lot higher. So I started off with that as the base. And at the same time, AI was starting to be rolled out in other companies, mostly as a way to speed up coding exercises. And I got an opportunity to play around with it firsthand and see what it can really do. And I quickly realized that it's a lot more than just a coding agent. And honestly, using it just as a coding agent is doing a disservice. So I used it like a co-founder, a chief marketing officer, a chief product officer, where I could personally use help in areas where I was not so strong at. So AI was complementing areas where I needed help. So that's how I used AI myself. And when you look at the overall costs, and this is something that most people never talk about, I was able to reduce that cost from $1 million to under $5,000. And that includes my top of the line Mac, which I think is about $3,000 something dollars. So that's what it took me to build RetailTrader.ai. And that's how thinking differently and thinking in an unconventional way gives you a whole different leverage. Now, let's talk about distribution, because I often hear on various posts that AI has made it easier for me to write code, but it has made it that much more difficult for me to distribute that. And while there is some truth to it, particularly in the case of products that are less differentiated, because now a lot of people could just build the same product very easily with AI. So if you don't have a differentiated product, yes, I can see how distribution costs would go up fairly significantly. But if you have a differentiated product, your distribution cost shouldn't be that much more different than what it was, and it could even be a lot lower. So I'll talk about how I thought about the distribution for Retail Trader. Again, fortunately, I was in a good position where I could use my reputation as a verified trader, since I've been trading in other forums and people know my abilities in terms of trading skills. So I was able to leverage that, and I bootstrapped Retail Trader subscription service with people from those trading groups. And I was immediately profitable because the cost for me to run this business is so low. People just find it unbelievable. Now, I don't mean that acquisition costs are going to be zero forever, because when you look at this industry, the typical acquisition costs are anywhere in the $250 to $300 range. And that's a very big number considering the subscription service costs. So while I certainly don't claim that it's going to be zero for the rest of the time going forward, I do know that I already have an edge over other people, because now I can decide how I want to go about with the distribution. Whether I want to accelerate it by raising more money or putting in more dollars, or whether I want to take it slowly and grow it organically. So that's the kind of leverage that you get by thinking differently. And when you look at the landscape, things have turned around for venture capitalists and builders. Previously, the ones holding the dollars were making the calls. Now it's the other way around. The builders and operators are the ones making the calls, and the ones holding the dollars are not really doing much, because dollars have become a commodity now, especially with AI being able to do things so fast. So that's how new founders should be looking at their space right now. So if you like what you just heard, and you like the results that you see from our product, which is 52% win rates with 4.49% average win per trade across hundreds of trades, which honestly is any person in the industry will tell you that this is superior level or even elite level performance. If you want to get those kinds of results and you think you could use the kind of thinking that I did here for RetailTrader.ai, send me a message, because I just started Unconventional Strategy Partners, where I would like to work with a handful of very limited set of medium-sized businesses and help them gain the same kind of edge that I did here. So if it interests you, send me a message and we'll go from there. I typically like to engage after the market hours, since I'm also trading myself, and I'm still very much focused on retail traders still. So send me a message, we'll talk, and if it works, we'll go from there. So that's all for now, and I will see you guys next time.